What's up, everybody? As I said, I'm going to do a lot more social media this year, let you in on how, sort of what's it like to play in these high, crazy tournaments. And today was a very crazy day, end of day one of the super high roller PokerStars championship here in Bahamas. We got a good field, and I started off really good. I have a guy on my table, Nick Petrangelo, who I'd never played with much before, and he's probably the most aggressive player I've played with in a long time. So my chips are going up and down just trying to fight with him. He's on my right, and he didn't care about being in position or nothing like that. Another surprise entry in the tournament was Kevin Hart. You probably heard of him, Ride Along, whatever, and all the other millions of movies that he does where he plays the sidekick of some big, strong dude. So Kevin Hart was here, and he was really focused. He came in here to win. He didn't come here to screw around. And he rebought, actually, because this is a re-entry tournament where you can buy in multiple times. So he's in for 2 bullets, which is $200,000. As for me, I was doing just fine. Early I picked off this bluff from David Peters, who was the reigning player of the year, had a crazy year last year. And then later, with just an hour left in the day, I'm chilling, tranquilo, not trying to mess with Nick Petrangelo too much. And then all of a sudden this hand comes up where I'm up against David Peters, and I bluff the flop, I bluff the turn, thinking, okay, I'm going to bet all of it on the river, and he can only call me if he's got the nuts. But he can't have the nuts. There's just no way. There's no way he would just play it like that. He wouldn't check. But I move it all in the river, and he says call instantly and shows me the nuts. So that forced me to rebuy. I had an hour left in the day, and I thought, okay, I'm ready to play. I feel good. Unfortunately, I ended the day with $188,000. We start with $250,000. But it's plenty. The blinds will be 3 and 6 tomorrow. There was one other funny situation that came up today with Dan Shack. So Dan Shack just sits at the table like half an hour late. He's out of it a little bit. Puts his chips on the table. Very first hand, he throws out 3 yellow chips, trying to make it 3,000. Unfortunately, the yellow chips are worth 25,000 each. So 500, 1,000 blinds, he made it 75,000. So the rest of the sharks at the table are like, yummy, I want to get some of this money, right? And they all thought about it for a long time. Ultimately, they all fold, and Dan Shack just happened to have pocket aces. So you see somebody do that, you'd think, I don't know, man, that seems kind of shady. Was he pulling a shot? There's no way. Dan just clearly, he clearly just made a mistake. But I'll tell you what, there was like a kind of a tell, because he wasn't that upset. Like if you made that kind of a mistake early, you might be a little more agitated, but he seemed pretty comfortable. It was like, okay, so everyone kind of figured he had a good hand. Nobody bit. Nobody played, but I mean, it's pretty crazy. You think of like $100,000 buy-in, and you see a mistake that would, you'd be surprised to see in a $20 buy-in. So that's day one for me, guys. Like I said, I'm going to keep you up to date. I feel good. I feel like I'm going to kill it tomorrow. I thought I played really, really well. On top of that, I'm going to create a podcast for the Full Contact Poker podcast where I kept notes and I kept a bunch of specific hands. We're going to do an all strategy podcast. We're going to break down every hand, some super interesting ones with some super high-level players. So with that, my food is about here any minute now. I'm going to chill, eat something, do a little chillaxing, and maybe we'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll give you another update. Take care.